Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the live stream today. We're going to be finishing up our install of the Max fan. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be hopping up on the roof. We've got everything clean. So in the last stream, between the last stream and today, I've taken off the AC, put it back down on the ground. We've moved the solar panels. And the reason we're doing this is because before we put the lap sealant on top of a roof, you need to make sure that the roof is really clean. So just imagine that you are never going to get back up on the roof. So whatever the AC unit is going to cover, whatever the solar panels are going to cover, this is your chance to get everything nice and clean, because you're pretty much never going to go back to this surface. Two, before you put the lap sealant on, all this dirt needs to be removed anyway, because we don't want to have anything compromising the seal. And then third, when everything is, the lap sealant and everything's set on the roof, when you go to wash the van, we want to make sure that during this cleaning process, we've removed any fine metals that we've created when we've jigsawed, grind, or anything like that. So now's the time to do that. We're going to get up there. We're just pretty much going to use Windex, and we're going to clean it all off. We'll let that dry, and then I'm going to take a little bit of denatured alcohol. I'll rub it around the Max fan and the pneumatic cooling AC cutout, and that'll be all cleaned up. And then what we'll do is we're going to take our lap sealant. We'll put the Max fan on first. Then we'll take this lap sealant, and we'll cover the screw holes in the Max fan, and then we're just going to put a bead around the pneumatic cooling adapter piece. So we'll do that. Let's quickly talk about some of these accessories. So if you missed it in the last stream, we'll just quickly go over what we're working with. So on the top of our Ford Transit van, we have an adapter, and this adapter we purchased. This is not sponsored, but we purchased this adapter from DIY Van. I've been buying these adapters for different parts of the van for about 3.5 years now from these guys. So 3.5 years ago was the first time I found this product, and I used it on my personal Ford Transit, which is a low roof 148. And it really made the installation of that Max fan nice and flat. It was a great mounting surface, and I didn't have to worry about these corrugations or dips and valleys in the top of the van. I didn't have to squirt a bunch of sealant or silicone or all the kind of stuff that people use to fill in those gaps. So I got that. Now there's a couple different ways you can install this. So we're using a product called 3M Window Weld. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Window Weld is the product that car windshields are glued into with. So this is what we're using. It's a little nasty because we're still using it. I do have enough left over to do the Max fan seal, so I'm going to be using this today. However, if you don't have access to that, or you don't want to spend $37 and you want to have a different solution, there's this product. It's a butyl tape. Now this is a version that is sold at Ace Hardware, because it's kind of hard to find other than buying it off of Amazon or an RV dealer. But this butyl tape is pretty much, it's a tape that goes around, and it's like a sticky putty. Thought I had like a small roll. Let's see where I put that. Anyway, but yeah, it's like a tacky putty, and what you do is you just lay it down, peel the tape off of it, and then when you compress by using when you screw down your Max fan, you're going to be able to have a really nice watertight seal. So that's a couple different options. So the adapter plates will be put on first. We use a 3M welded weld to adhere it to the ceiling. And then the fan we're using is the Max fan. So this is a great product. Pretty much there's two fans in the industry that everybody likes to go to. One's the Fantastic Fan by Dometic, and then this is the Max fan by Air Excel. The reason Max fan is more popular, in my opinion, is it has an integrated or built-in rain shield. So you're able to keep this open while it's raining outside, and you're going to be able to continue to ventilate the van. Whereas if you had a Fantastic fan, so let's just pull that up. So whereas if you had a Fantastic fan that looks like this, just a more simplistic fan, in order to have rain protection, you have to put this pretty big plastic bubble on top of your van. And it looks kind of, it's not easy to take on and off. So this is what you'd have to put on your van. So if you ever wanted to have a low profile roof, what you really want to go with is this Max fan, because it can actually fold down flat onto your roof, just like that. Now there's different options of Max fans. You got the 6200K, the 7500K. There's a smoked version, which is this. It's like a black plastic, but it is a little translucent. A little bit of light comes through it. So you got those two. The 7500K is what we're using, and you're going to be able to have a remote control to open and close the fan. What's a really cool feature is, and it's funny, the manufacturer website doesn't have it, but we'll look it up really quick. That is the, let's see here, see Max fan 78 degree. See if this will show the button on here. Let's see. So there's this button, looks just like this on the unit, and it says hold to set 78 degrees. And what you do is you'll hold this button, and when the temperature in the van gets above 78, and you're away from the van, or you could be in the van, the vent fan is automatically going to open, and then when it gets below that, it'll close. And then they're just telling you in this manual how to get it open and closed. And I'll show you on the fan real quick, because we may not, once we install this, you probably won't be able to see. Okay. So this is the fan itself, if you guys have never seen a Max fan. And so what we have here, get the writings right. So this is the front, and this is the back. So right here, you see there's this button. That's the auto button. You get your remote, on and off, open, close, in and out. And then this right here is, let me see here. Try to do this two-handed. But if the motor does go out, you're able to open this. All right. Now, I'm going to leave this open because you actually need to have this fully open to access these two screw holes right here to actually mount this unit. So you can see this is how this thing is opened up. So the air comes in here, and it's pretty obvious to see how it doesn't get rain inside. But yeah, you're not SOL if you don't if the motor fails or for some reason you can't close it. Just for maintenance, there's these 4 tabs right here. All you got to do is just twist them, and the screen comes out, and you can clean the screen. You got 1 set screw in here, and that way you can take the fan off, because within a year or so, it's going to get pretty dusty, and you're going to need to give it a nice clean. The circuit board is right here. If you ever needed to get to that, do some maintenance or replace it. But again, this thing is easy to put in and easy to take out. The one thing you have to make sure of is this cable sneaks past so the inside cover is going to go on the outside of that wire, on the inside of that wire, and you're just going to need to make sure that you don't pinch the wire between where it comes in the van and where that shroud that cleans up all the interior look goes. So just make sure you don't pinch it. There's plenty of wire here to, get it to where you need it to be, but just a little mini MaxxFan review. All right, so I'm gonna put this back up on the roof. I'm gonna get our trim ring, well, exterior, I guess. So this is what you'll actually be drilling into. So you're gonna have 4 here, 8, and you got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You got 14 screws you're gonna put in this. And I've measured the thickness with the adapter in place. So the adapter plus this, plus the sheet metal thickness. And we're gonna be using number 8 by an inch, 1 1/4 inch. And these are the modified truss screws. So those are going to go in just like that. And this will be able to self-tap through the adapter plate and the sheet metal in the van. And what's going to be really important is make sure you have a low clutch setting on your drill. And we want to do an initial tightening. So we drill it through an initial tightening, and we kind of want to get them all torqued the same because we're going to put adhesive on the back here. So today I'm going to make sure I don't miss filming that part. I screwed up yesterday and didn't change the camera angle. So you guys didn't see how I put the adhesive on the adapter rings. We're going to do the same thing for this, so you can just copy it if you've never done that before. The only thing that's a pain in the butt with these MaxxFans is these clips. So this, there's a gasket in here. So this gasket is what seals the MaxxFan down. And it's just comes with the territory. But when you put the MaxxFan on, you got to use quite a bit of pressure to get it to smush down on top of the compress the gasket, and then get that screw into this hole. And so it's just, yeah, a little bit of a pain. I'm probably only going to bolt this down today, and I'm not going to actually put the MaxxFan in. The reason is I don't want to, I want to get the lap sealant on, and what you'll do if you're trying to do 2 things at once is you'll put your lap sealant on, and then you might be trying to bolt this in and tighten it, and one, it gets in the way. 2, if you're drilling this in and you actually smush your hand on the lap sealant, it's not going to look that good. And lap sealant is weird if you've never worked with it. It's it kind of has a mind of its own, so you need to go sparingly with it when you do your first pass around here. So what lap sealant is going to do is lap sealant is designed to self-level. So you'll squeeze it out, and over time, it kind of throughout the day as it dries, it's going to kind of spread. And so the goal of the lap sealant is to cover our screw heads and provide an additional seal around this MaxxFan gasket. But if you're doing this at home, maybe a good idea is to set this down, put the MaxxFan on, and then do the lap sealant around there. For me, I don't have to really, I've got time, so I don't have to put the fan on. So if you need to put the fan on, put it on. If you guys are just doing it in the afternoon, you don't want to get rain in the van, completely understandable. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of what we're going to do. So we're going to get up on the roof and get this part installed, clean everything up one more time, and then we'll do a bead of lap sealant around both of our adapter rings, and then I think that'll be it. Okay, here we go. Top of the van. Now I just got to find my Windex. Now we're still going to make some metal shaving mess because we're going to be drilling over here for our solar inputs. So we'll contain it over here. So what I've done is I've taken an air compressor and real high PSI air, and I've just blown every nook and cranny out on this whole entire top of the van. So what I did first is I vacuumed up any filings that I could see visually. Then I went and got the air compressor and I blew the whole entire roof off. And then now I'm going to put Windex on it. And you just really want to do this because any metal filings on this roof will over time embed themselves into the actual roof itself, and what's going to happen is it's going to start to rust. But the problem is you'll never see it because it's up under this up under the solar panels, and you'll never see it. So So all this stuff that's in these channels, it doesn't look like it, but if anybody's worked on your van and they have not cleaned the top of it up really well after doing some work, especially if they've installed a fan, I guarantee you have some filings up here. And when they start to rust, the rust will actually start to make its way through the paint and then possibly cause an issue. Plus, I mean, it only takes 5 minutes, so it's not too hard of a thing to do. And then before I deliver this van to John and Susan, I'll make sure we really clean up this roof. And what's cool is you can just use, they make this like Windex house wash for cleaning glass windows. And so that's something really good to use for solar panels. So that's one thing I was telling Thomas with the Marine One build is that, you know, you don't have to get up on top of your van, but you can take that Windex house wash and you can use that to, you know, soak your solar panels and then rinse them off. Yeah, because it's important to keep your solar panels clean. That's basically what's going to make them work. Just a little bit of dirt and dust over time will actually really diminish the effectiveness of your solar panels. Okay, little 101 on the roof. Your cross members from forward, that's where you want to have some type of pad, and that's where you want to start from if you're going to be putting your weight on top of the van. Because the roof is super thin. So I guess I could have taken the clamps off before I got up here. All right, so there's the wet rag. Let me get the dry rag. Actually, I'll get this too. Okay, we'll go down, we'll take our clamps off, and then we'll get some denatured alcohol in a new rag. We'll do a nice clean wipe, and then on both surfaces. Then we'll take this. I'll go ahead and I'll do my 3 beads around this. We'll lay it down, and then we'll go ahead and start screwing it down. So the point of these clamps is really to make sure that these wood pieces keep this area nice and flat. If you just clamped it without the wood, the problem that you run into is the sheet metal will flex. And if it dries in a flexed position, you're going to have a warped, because this adapter piece is so thin, it's going to be warped. And that can cause things to leak. So. Let's see, you can just tell by the piece of wood, we've got a really nice surface right here to work off of. So this one, again, perfectly flat. Now the adhesive got stuck up here in a couple places, but we'll just, we'll cut that off in a minute with the razor blade. Okay, let's make sure we got our tools. All right, so we need our screws, our drill. Screws, drill, adhesive. Get this soaked up in denatured alcohol. That rag right there. Screws, drill. Let's get a razor blade. Let's double check everything before we start. Make sure we don't have to cut any window weld out of the way, which we got two spots that I know we need to. So we got this back section. And I'm just cutting any excess that's going to interfere with the MaxxFan adapter. Now, some stuff that we did that you don't see here is that we actually went in after we jigsawed these holes out and we rust prevented, good Lord. We did rust prevention on the van. So we used Krylon Fusion. I think that's what I use. You don't have to use matte black, but I just like using matte black as the color. Now, when you place the gasket on here, it's going to move just a little bit, and just make sure before you commit to bolting down whatever you're going to bolt down that it's you're still able to fit the fan in here, because it's possible that you might have offset it too much, and then you're going to actually have to take maybe a jigsaw and open it up just a little bit. So what I'm using, this is just a microfiber with denatured alcohol on it. Now this seal around here is excellent. And we're just going to put some lap sealant around here just as its last kind of line of defense. And then on this one, everything looks really good. Yeah, we'll get the lap sealant on this one, and this one's nice because this is where the lap sealant's going to like ooze over the lip of the MaxxFan piece of plastic. Okay, so just going to dust this off here. This will be the first one we put on. So let's go ahead and we're going to put our window weld on, and then I'll bring it back up and we'll bolt it right in. Actually, so what you need to do, make sure, so this lip is here, but this one's out just a little bit. So I'm going to act like I'm you guys putting this in, and see, you just want to make sure that it's nice and even. That's pretty much all you want to do. All right, let's put our adhesive on it and continue. I know you can't see me down here, but we're doing about an 1/8 inch wide. Well, I'll show you up there when I bring it. There's 3 channels in the MaxxFan adapter, I guess you're calling it. And pretty much you're just kind of filling that up. Just think of like you're making its own gasket. Now we're not going to use a window weld sealant for the pneumatic cooling fan. We're going to use a longer setting RTV to go on that foam gasket, because every time I put in the AC, I've always needed to kind of shift it or move it a little bit. And I'd like a slower setting material for adhesive for that. The nice part about that is RTV you can buy in a small pack. You don't have to buy a whole tube like you do window weld. So I can confirm you can do two 14x14 adapter pieces and two MaxxFan trim ring installs with one tube of the window weld. So that's a good thing. All right. Now I can show you what I messed up. Not showing you yesterday. I pretty much blew through showing you how this actually 3 passes look. As you guys can see here, this is the 3 passes. So there's 3 channels in here, and I just want to do 3 runs, and we did the same thing for this. We just didn't show it. So that's what it looks like. And we just want to make sure that our pieces that we bolt down for the MaxxFan, we just want to make sure that they are on the left and right hand side. Okay, and then we're just going to gently move this back and forth like that. And kind of just get it seated. And then we're just going to do 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 4 screws right there, and then we'll change up. Now right here, we're on the edge of our support beam, so we just got to be careful coming across the roof here to drill this in. That one's easier. You've got more support as you're working on it, but this one's a little bit more challenging. So we just want to make sure we're centered as best as we can. And then we'll go ahead and put our first screw in. And I'm going to do a 3 torque setting on this drill. I'm going to take these gloves off. Let's take one off. Actually, I'm going to put it on 1. Not even one. We're only doing that because we don't want to pinch one side. We want to try to maintain as even pressure as possible. So they actually caught on our insulation, so maybe just want to make sure that's out of the way. And if you do get some window weld on your hands, you need to make sure you get that off really quick. That stuff takes forever later to get off your hands. Also, when you're using self-tapping screws, what's biting on the screw, you're going to have to subtract almost 1/4 inch off the bottom for this where the self-tapper is. Don't consider the self-tapper as part of what your thickness is, because you might actually not ever bite into the sheet metal. Okay, let's see if this thing will go to 1 for us. All right, perfect. So, nice. Okay, that's not a bad sound. What that's doing is it's allowing us to get an even tightness of the bolts around this whole thing. And I'm not going to the outside edges first because I want it to tighten like this. I don't want to bubble up these back sides and have like a rise on these two. So. So I just increase it just to get by, and I change it back to 1. Another reason I'm being so careful is this template, it's robust, but it still is a CNC piece of material. So it's, we don't want to crack it. That would be bad. Okay, now we can actually start on our outside edges. Okay, looks good. I'll blow this off with some air, and then we can, we'll just double check with a screwdriver to make sure that it feels like the tightness we want, and then we can do our lap sealant, and that's pretty much it. You can also go underneath the van or inside and just make sure that all your screws came through the way you expected. That's a good thing to double check on. Okay. Oh yeah, these are perfect. So the clutch setting 1, it's like 1, it's clutch setting 2 on a DeWalt drill is perfect. These things are super tight. That's awesome. That's great. Okay. All right, I told you that we were going to do the lap sealant. I'm actually going to do that Monday because I'm up here and I want to I got the front and the back, but because we had the clamps on yesterday, I did not get a chance to do this side. Now, for you, this might be overkill. You don't technically have to do this, but for me, I want to do everything possible so that, my customer does not have a leak up here. So even though on the inside of this, that window weld is there, I know it is, it would be best for me to do one more coat of the window weld since I have it, and just do these corners back here where the window weld did not come out all the way. Plus, I'm going to wipe down these corners before I do the lap sealant. So yeah, we'll come back Monday to do the rest, but I'll show you what I'm talking about up here. So I'm going to come in this right here. And what I want to do is I'm kind of wanting to almost force this window weld into the crease. So I did it everywhere else except on these sides. And that's the UPS guy. Not sure if I got a package today or not. All right, just a little bit more over here. Okay. So now I'm just going to take a finger like I did yesterday, and we're just going to work that in around pretty much just where it didn't get to yesterday. I don't think we got anything, Nova. No. Gonna do a little bit more on this front end. But I'm telling you guys, the only reason I'm paranoid about this is because this is where the leaks are in these front areas where that transition is on these gaskets. And all it takes is just a little bit of extra time spent up here. And that's going to make sure that nothing happens later. Because I promise you, water will sit up here. Because your van's not going to be level all the time. So you're going to be parked somewhere on a hill or something like that, and you just want to really make sure that those are taken care of. Okay, so I am satisfied with the way everything is sealed. It's the way I want it. So next thing to do is Monday we'll come back, so this will set up really well. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of do a dollop of lap sealant around these screws. And then once we do that, we'll do one bead. We'll do a continuous bead around the perimeter of the adapter ring until we kind of get like a waterfall effect and it kind of spills over onto this bottom side. For this one, we won't do that. For this one, we're just going to do it on the outside edge and have it kind of waterfall out. And that'll have like a rise, so it'll keep the water away. Because essentially what these channels are doing is this is kind of like the gutter for the van. So the way Ford has it is this comes down and then it gathers here, goes to the right, and then has a dip and then comes off the back of the van. So it's essentially like a built-in gutter system. So yeah, so you're definitely going to have like these runs of water coming up and down. All right, we got some questions in the chat. I'm coming down to answer them. Let me just OCD Nick here, get this last little crack. So there's going to be these little fractures. They're not fractures. It's when they make this, it's almost like a puzzle piece. There's these pieces snap in right here. I know it's hard to see, but this is like a puzzle piece. And so what I'm doing is making sure there's sealant on the inside of that gap. So okay, that's good. All right, we're done. Let's move down to answering the chat and finish up what we were talking about today. Nice. Kathy, all right. Kathy's question is, I got the camera, give me a second. There we go. Is there no need to put support inside for the Max fan? Thank you. You're doing a great job. Thanks so much for the kind words. Yes. So there's two ways to do this. What's nice about that trim ring that goes in, that adds enough structure just for the Max fan. So if you had some other things on the roof and they were not close to a cross member, then you would be needing to get another product. So I'm going to show you that product right now. So I keep this in my toolbox as a backup. That's a fancy way of me saying that I ordered it and I didn't use it. So let's see, there we go. I actually still have it in the package. Let's see if I have an open one. So this is the product. This is how big it is. I'm just going to show you a picture first. Let's see. So there's a support that that DIY van makes for your exact, the exact thing that you're looking for. So this is what it is. So this is the Ford Transit Inside support mounting, support frame for vent fan and air conditioners. It's essentially a support frame for a 14x14 opening in a Ford Transit. So what's cool is these, it goes in the van like this. So in specific areas, it already has the cutout for the rib. Kathy, you just gave me an idea. I think I'm going to repurpose this for my, to actually box in my AC unit. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, this is what it does, and it reinforces that ceiling area. That's what it looks like. It's made out of the same material as that adapter that I just installed. Yeah, but this is what it looks like. The rails, they're pre-notched for the, and this is why I love live streams, because I did not think about using this for a different scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to see if I can use it. Okay, so this is the thing in real life. Right there. Let me get some more light on this. So this is what it looks like. And you guys can't really see in the van. I'm actually going to see what this looks like. Oh, that's awesome. That is super cool. Yeah, I don't know why I never thought about this before. So I'm going to tell you what Kathy has sparked in my brain. If I can find this piece of aluminum. There we go. Okay, so I have this piece of aluminum. Now this is a different topic. So what you guys just saw, that is what you would use if you need to support the air conditioner or the vent fan. So what I just got an idea to do, this is awesome. So thank you, Kathy, for doing that, giving that question. So for some reason, I've been going and manually trying to find this profile, because what I do is I take the cross members that come with the AC kits and I throw them away because they create about another inch. They make your ceiling about an inch lower because they're just a universal bracket. And so what I do is I custom cut this aluminum square tubing. It's nice and thick. And what I do is I have to cut this profile edge to match this angle. I've been finding that angle manually. And I've had this in the toolbox the whole time, so yeah, that's what happens. Somebody asks a question and I think of something else to solve another problem at the same time. All right, so what I'm going to do is now I can just put this here. And to be honest, I'm actually going to do something even different. I'm going to probably, oh no, I'm going to do the same thing. So now, look, I can just make a mark there. And then now that's my angle for this to go into the top of the van. So what I do is I take this thick tube, square tube, and then I'll drill a hole for a bolt to go through like that. And then this bolt will go into the AC unit and actually compress it down to the ceiling. So I'll take this and I'll use marine adhesive to glue it in, and then this will come in and compress the AC unit down. And this, as you can see here, see how much thicker this is? So this would be where the ceiling's at. But keep in mind, when you're installing an AC unit, I need this area here for my bolt to come out. I know this probably doesn't make sense right now, but actually I'm going to draw it really quick. I'm going to draw it, and that way over the weekend I don't forget what just came to my mind. Yeah, guys, I love these questions. Just ask away. I really appreciate all the questions. Any questions? All right, let's draw what Nick was talking about. Okay, so we have the van. This is the ceiling of the van. These are the roof ribs. They look like that. What we just did was we cut out this bracket like that. And that is where our max fan or AC would go. So let's say this is our AC unit. Okay, so this is our pneumatic. This is our pneumatic cooling X2 48 volt. All right. And so these are the ribs inside the Ford Transit. These are the ceiling supports. Okay, so what I do is I make that piece of square tubing, and it goes right here. So what's been challenging for me is this section right here. This profile, this angle right here, this has been hard to find. So I've not been able to find, actually, so that angle, whatever that is, I've not been able to find that. So Kathy, you just helped me figure an easy way to do that. I can figure it out, it's just not as neat as I'd like to have. Okay, so what you do is, so right here is where the bolts come through. Let's keep writing here so you guys can understand what this stuff is. So that's the ceiling support. Okay. Yeah, so that orange thing, this is our rooftop AC bracket. And then what we have is we have these screws. Yep. So I got these screws that come out like that. But the issue is, I'm running out of colors. Let's see here. So this is your van, this is your ceiling right there. So the yellow part's your ceiling. So the challenge that I've had is the bracket that comes in the kit goes like this, okay? And you lose all that room. So what I do is I remove the bracket, and now I make this thin piece of aluminum, and then I have enough room here that I can still put my bolts. So essentially, this is going to be this is a M8 threaded rod. I don't know the thread pitch. I don't know if it's 1.0. I think it's 1.0. But then I just take threaded rod, I screw it up into, so this goes up into the pneumatic AC unit. And inside that AC unit, there are these these brass inserts, threaded brass inserts. And these threaded brass inserts are what bolt the whole thing down. Okay. So by using this piece of aluminum, and you want to make sure you get the one that's pretty thick walled. I think this is 1/8 of an inch. You can get 1/8 of an inch at Lowe's, believe it or not. But that method will save this area. That way you can still have the most low profile ceiling and still bolt your pneumatic cooling X2 to your van. I mean, technically I can make this as a product, so let me know if you guys are interested. Because the back of the van is standardized for this, but yeah, I probably should have made one for the Dometic and made one for the pneumatic. That'd been cool. That way you can just get it and you guys don't have to cut it and then bore the hole or set the hole. So yeah, let me know what you think about stuff like that. I'm really interested. Well, one thing I am doing is the kitchen galley over here. So that prototype will be built, and I'm going to be bringing it to Peace Loving Vans in Florida. So actually, let's talk about that event. So all right, if you guys did not see this video is live up on YouTube. It's just a great video. It has to do with the Florida Van Life Gathering 2023 in Dade City, Florida. This event is now called Peace, Love, and Vans. And I will be bringing the spec build down to, which is the Adventure Wagon build. I'll be bringing it down to show off for you guys. It is currently for sale, so if you'd like to see it in person, I'm going to be at Peace Loving Vans in Florida, February 16th through 19th. And they do have day passes, so you can just come down for the day, hang out. The event is awesome. Let's see if I can fast forward my video. So besides showing off my van, there's a lot of great vendors showing awesome products. We got van tours for some other builders. That was a judging contest that I did, super fun. So this is another, Overland, Southeast Overland and Outdoor Expo. I really want to go to this. I don't think I'm going to have time to go to it this year, but this is more of an overlanding event. So if you have more of a overlanding van, lifted, all-wheel drive, stuff like that, this is a really cool place to go to hang out. Even if you got like a Tacoma or a 4Runner, they actually have trails that you can buy a pass for, or actually it's included in your camping pass, and you can go down the trails. This is a separate event, but just want to mention that if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, Peace Loving Vans, there's over 300 vans. There's probably even more this year. And there's some wild DIY builds out there. This is one guy, this is the last interview that I did for the weekend. Really cool. And this one as well. This is an epoxy artist, and he did his van. Amazing. Got a nice rooftop up there. But that's when everybody was leaving from the event. But yeah, super cool. Check it out. I wonder if I got the drone shot. Where did I put that? So that's me setting up. I brought my personal van there last year, but we'll have the other van at the event for sure. Man, where's that drone shot? I'm gonna try to find it here. There it is. Heck yeah. There you go. Yeah, so that's what the event looks like. Just a wide shot of it. And that whole back lot is going to be filled up. So I would say another third more vans are going to be there this year. Very well organized event, very impressed. So yeah, check it out, Peace, Love, and Vans. I think that's the, there's food vendor trucks, live music, really fun. So peacelovevans.com, that is the, here I'm going to put it in the chat. And so with Lacucci River Park in Florida is where it's going to be held. They already got the schedule laid out, really awesome. See raffle info. Day passes. Because I don't think there's any more camping left. Let's check this out. Yeah, so the camping's sold out. There is a waiting list, but day passes are, they do sell out. So if you guys are in the area, let's see here. So it's right in between Orlando and Tampa, if you guys are interested in this event. So north of Zephyr Hills, but in between Tampa and Orlando, in Dade City. Peace, love, Vans. All right, guys, besides Peace, Love, and Vans, let's talk about Van Builder HQ. So vanbuilderhq.com, if you guys have not hopped on over to vanbuilderhq.com, that is our website where we have a bunch of blog posts helping you out with DIY vans. We've got van builds from all the shows that we go to, a lot of great articles just helping you make decisions between what are the best Ford camper vans, solar, true cost of camper van conversions, power, electrical, countertop ideas, and much more. Also, don't forget to check out the DIY van build cheat sheet. This is an Excel sheet that I made. It has all of my shop purchases over the last 3 years on this sheet, over 250 curated items that I have physically purchased and brought into the shop. So if you want to jumpstart your van conversion, download this cheat sheet. It's completely free. All you gotta do is click on the link and put your name and email address, come right to your inbox. You can search products on it. It's all Amazon links, so it's really convenient for you to find stuff. And there's everything from solar panel ideas or products, wiring, electrical, cabinet hardware, water pumps. The tool section is my favorite because it's all these weird tools that you don't think you're going to need on a van build, but really help you out if you have them. It's on that list, the DIY van build cheat sheet. It's completely free, and you can get it today. Name, email address will come right to your inbox, and the link is also in the description below. And then also want to mention Odyssey Custom Vans. So that is my van conversion business. So the van that we're working on today, this one up here, this is John and Susan's build, and we are trucking along on it. But the one that we're taking to Peace, Love, and Vans is this one. So this is our Adventure Wagon interior build, and we took it end of last year to Adventure Van Expo to show it off. Got a quick little walkthrough video there. And then throughout here, we've got all the details for all the stuff that's packed into this van. 600 amp hours, lithium iron phosphate from Renogy. That's their Smart Series, which also connects to their M1 controller, which is their Bluetooth control that connects their new Rego off-grid 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter charger. So it's got the shore power option to that, and then it communicates with 2 DC to DC and 2 MPPT solar charge controller combo units. You got 100 amp hours of DC to DC charging. And then we got 420 watts of solar up top. On the inside, we got some nice comfort amenities. We've got Dometic RTX 2000 AC unit. We got the Webasto AirTop Evo 40 unit, which is the one that automatically adjusts for elevation. We've coupled that with its smart Bluetooth 3.0 controller, so you can have a app to control your heat. You've got a remote for the AC, and then Isotherm Cruise 130 fridge, tons of water storage. We got a 40-gallon Northwest Conversions freshwater tank. We've got a 16-gallon Northwest Conversions gray water undermount tank for the hidden Tetravan shower pan in the floor. We've got hot water, 4 gallons of hot water capacity, 7 gallons of gray for the sink, upgradable to 14 gallons. So just a lot of storage there for water as well. Max van, and this van is the 148 all-wheel drive with the turbocharged EcoBoost engine as well. So pretty much fully loaded. We even got the Raptor style grill on there. Looks really, really cool. Fiamma F45 awning, and then we've got CRL T-vent windows all around the van. And then coupled with the Adventure Wagon interior kit, we've got all Flatline Vanco interior components. They're Adventure Wagon compatible. They bolt right into this system, to the ceiling, to the sides. 500-pound drawer slide in the back. Can't forget the additional Friedman flip and fold seating. When you need some seating, it's there. When you don't, it flips up out of the way, and it actually has an integrated fold-out table, which is really cool. Yeah, so I'm really proud of this build. Would love to show this off to you if you guys are interested in purchasing this van. And yeah, very nice build. If you want to contact me to ask some questions about it or come see it, I'm up in North Carolina. There's my contact information, sales@odysseycustomvans.com. There's my phone number. The best way to get in touch with me is this link right here. Click to schedule. You have access to my calendar. Click a date, time, and it'll notify me that you want to hop on a call, and yeah, just pick a time that's most convenient for you. If you're not interested in purchasing this van that's currently for sale as of filming this video, over here on the left-hand side is our phone consultation to do a custom build for you. So this is the same steps that John and Susan did to come on board and do their van build with me. So pretty much all you gotta do is just read this little blurb right here, and it'll just get you prepared to get ready for a consultation. We'll talk about build scheduling, next steps, you know, what we have available, or if you're bringing your own van for a professional van conversion. And all you gotta do is the same thing, just click on a date and a time, and it'll come right up on my calendar, and we will talk about your custom van build. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's live stream. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell so you'll know when I'm going live. I go live at some random times during the day, just when I'm building, so I wanna make sure that you guys know when I'm coming on so you don't miss a live stream. You can ask questions, but also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share it to anyone who is doing their own fan or roof install and needs some help and tips and tricks for doing that install in a professional way. During the live stream, you can always ask me questions van related, and then after the live stream, you can ask me questions in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to answer them in a future video. All right, guys, that'll be it for this Friday, but join us on Monday where we're gonna get back on this van. We'll get our lap sealant done, we'll finish up our wiring, and we'll actually start to work on some more of the interior. So until then, we'll see you guys on the next live stream.